Hello everyone, welcome back to the shed. As you can tell by the title, today's video is on sound fitting a Bachmann Pannier tank. I've seen many attempts at doing it and all of them are very successful. One of the more recent ones, specifically for a London transport delivered one, was done by the guy who has his layout Harefield Road, I believe it's called. I'll leave a link to the specific video down in the description. And he sound fitted the latest release L92. Fundamentally all Bachmann Panniers are the same ever since they came away from split chassis, and I will get this open and show you how I've sound fitted mine, and I will provide a bit of video on how it sounds as well. So here is the internal view of the Bachmann Pannier. It's easy enough to get off the body. Just use a flathead to pry off these two couplings, and then use a Phillips head to remove the screw at the front and back, and the body comes entirely off. It's a very simple construction. What I've done is, as this model I bought was part of a second thing, I figured this would be my prototype to sound fit my London transport panniers. So what the guy had already done was he had a chip. If I have a look over here, amongst all the gubbins we have primed and ready for modelling, you can see this is the old crap chip that was not joined very well. It looked as if half of the joins had never seen solder in their lives. So it was already hardwired in. It was a blank chip, no sound, just DCC, and it did its job, but I figured this should be the one to sound fit. Now, speaker wise, many people use sugar cubes, i.e. the factory supplied job, or a slightly bigger thing, maybe a baby boomer, still in the sugar cube range. What I've used is a 25x25x7mm Megabass speaker, and immediately people are going to shriek on how the hell I got that in there. More on that in a moment. So as I was saying, this guy had already hardwired in a chip, so the 8-pin socket was already gone. So that meant I had to hardwire it in, but that was a bonus for space. So you've got the wiring for the track contacts, red and black. You've got the ones going to the motor, which is orange and grey, and then you've got the ones going to the speaker, which are both brown, but they are labelled S posi and S neggy on the board, so it's easy to figure that one out, and solder them to the right wires. So space wise, yeah, you don't have a lot to play with. Now, as you can see right up front, right there is the 25x25x7 Megabass speaker. I wanted it to get it up front. The solution for that is remove these two screws and take the cab off, along with the bunker assembly. A word of warning, it can be affixed down with glue, so do watch that. It might need a little bit of prying. And then you have just the rest of the body. What the guy who does Harefield Road is he put his speaker, by removing the bunker load, I believe, or hollowing it out, which is a thing that Roads and Rails did for their 64XX Pannier. They put it in the bunker. Of course mine's way up front, so as another note, over by the bits again, over here, you can immediately tell what these are if you've seen the inside of a Bachmann Pannier. These are the stainless steel weights from the inside in the tanks. These are affixed in with glue, quite a strong glue. I believe it's probably the strongest adhesive to come out of China, which needed prying off with a flathead screwdriver, but they did come off very cleanly. As soon as I did that, I was able to slide the speaker all the way to the front, and then I was able to wire it in. Now, the decoder itself I've affixed to the inside of the tank. You can see it there. I'll zoom in. I've affixed it there with some black tack so it won't move, it's out the way. And just there you can see behind it, and right there as well, if it will focus properly, that is sheet lead. This is what this other piece is that I've got over here. This is part of some sheet lead that I cut and hammered it flat so that I didn't completely lose the weight. I think that was one of the mistakes the guy at Harefield Road he removed all the weight and didn't reintroduce it, so it didn't have a huge hauling capacity. But reintroducing this, I think 1x1 bit of lead and 3x1 bit of lead has really put the weight back in, and it's still able to haul trains, albeit they're not going to be hauling very large trains. I think probably about 3 coaches or at least a couple of wagons, and maybe a pair of brake vans or something along those lines. But anyway, it's all hardwired in, it all fits. To allow sound out of the front of the loco, just try and not damage the loco while tipping the body upright. Derailed it, whoops. Can't particularly, no, you can't see it. Oh well, either way, I drilled 2 small holes in the chimney to be able to let the sound out. The speaker is facing upwards. But yes, that all fits and it sounds really good. So I'll get the body back on and I'll start it up. So she's all back together, and if we have a look at the controller, she's still default address 3. At some point I'll be getting her renumbered. I already have an L97, so I'll probably send it to GC Weathering. They can weather it up and give it a new number. So I have Jamie Goodman's sound on this, so let's press 1, get it on. Lovely, give it a whistle. And I was also able to get a custom announcement put on because she's a London Transport Pannier.
Mind the gap.
I edited it myself. It's the Mind the Gap announcement, the classic one, as is only now used at Embankment, which is a damn shame. And I whacked it into Audacity, put a bit of echo on it so it sounds a bit more station announcement-y, a bit more like being in a tunnel, I suppose. But either way, I think it fits the bill. So what I'll do, I'll get this over to the station. I've got some Mark 1 Suburbans I'll be using, and I've also got a little engineer's train I've thrown together, so I'll get some footage of that.
Mind the gap. Mind
So that is my sound fitted Bachmann Pannier and how I sound fitted it. I'd say the speaker does a very good job of conveying a lot of the more bassy noises you hear out of a Pannier. I do think possibly wiring in parallel a sugar cube would be a good idea, just for the whistle peeps and such like that, the high frequency sounds. All the rolling stock you've seen in the video is Bachmann, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this has helped you possibly sound fit your Bachmann Pannier and choose a good speaker. So until next time, ta-ra.